That's Don Matrick. Oh yeah. Hello guys and gals, and welcome back to another rendition of the E3 Ass Explosion 2012. Now, if you've been following along my channel for a little while now, you know that I did not do the show last year because of the stuff. Any case, I have here in my possession a flashcard of which the entire Microsoft E3 press conference is written on. And I've decided, as always, to discuss the conferences, all of them separately, of course, and discuss my thoughts and opinions on them. Yay! Okay, in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed this really bad doodle. Look at that, Tom Matrick. In any case, let's go on. So here's my professionalism, yeah? So, up first, Microsoft opened up with Halo 4, which was a pretty solid entrance, I would think. I mean, for me personally, I probably would have put that last, just to be like, oh my god, but it's cool. It was a great intro, great way to pull people in. It was a beautiful looking game, very nice. Personally, I admit I do not own an Xbox, but, I definitely respect and know a good game when I see one, and I'm definitely sure this is going to be a nice hit for the Xbox peeps. So, yeah, that game was friggin' gorgeous. Up next was Splinter Cell Blacklight, which is, a return to that series, and they're kind of throwing their own little Assassin's Creed spin on it, where you're climbing mountains, and you're doing all these crazy stealth knife kills, but they're all, like, animated differently. Ooh, it banged my door. Pretty cool. Cool stuff. Then EA Sports came out and started talking about Madden and FIFA, and then their big acquisition, their new one, UFC, which the UFC part was cool. I admit Dana White coming out was cool to see, and he was all excited about that. But to be quite honest with you, I don't give a damn about the sports titles. I was pretty much like, whatever, I'm gonna go get a drink or whatever. At least that's what was going on in my head. The other thing was there was a big emphasis on, you guessed it, Kinect, do the plays, that kind of stuff with the Kinect, do commands. I remember one of the guys cursed and the ref, called him out on it, which is kind of, weird, but I guess they just threw it in. Then on the Kinect run, they still went with, they showed Fable the Journey, which is shaping up to be a pretty good-looking game. Personally, though, again, I'm very 50-50 on all these motion control kind of gamings now. I don't really give a damn about the Kinect. I don't give a damn about the Move, etc. And you'll probably hear about that in another video. But, it's just at this point, I'm like, alright, I mean, if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, oh well. No surprise there. Then they showed a Forza. Pretty solid looking game. Can't really say much about it. It's Forza. Just nice cars and stuff. Oh yeah, I can't believe I actually wrote this, and I'm not making this up. I literally wrote this. Hold on, I'm gonna come in. Bing, you read that? Bing, where is it? Bing bullshit. That's right. I don't like Bing. I think Bing sucks. They went on about the Bing browser. I know it's already on Xbox. I hate using it on my computer, so I'm sorry. More movies and shows are being added. One example that I written down, whatever, was Nickelodeon. Woohoo! You're gonna watch iCarly on your Xbox, I guess. I don't know. Fred. Then they showed Xbox Music, which is, I guess, going up against iTunes. You're gonna be able to put thousands of songs, on your stuff, music. That's cool. Whatever. No surprises there. I always assumed they were gonna kind of do that, to be honest with you, to begin with. But whatever. Then Nike, somebody from Nike came out, I think the vice president or something, and he talked about Nike Plus Connect Training, which was essentially a Nike product, game for training and, working out and all that stuff. That's cool, again, Connect stuff, so I'm very iffy on it. Then Microsoft decided to show off this heavily rumored smart glass concept, which was being able to play your game on your system, then somehow playing the game accordingly onto your tablet, but in a different way that corresponds with the game, and then putting it on your phone to also just stretch out the whole, the atmosphere, if you will. For instance, the guy showed off HBO Go, which is, I know it's not a game, but he showed off, what was it, a Game of Thrones, and he talked about how they show the worlds that they're in, and he loves that. But for the games like Madden, for instance, you would command your team to whatever, any play you want, which, I mean, I feel is going to be an easy win for people, but hey, who knows. And then Halo, you can meet up with all your party members, see who you want to join. Talk. I think you can talk them out now, that kind of stuff. So that's cool. I mean, it's a lot. You know what it is? There's a lot of it's a lot of applications and a lot of Microsoft products, and I'm not sure if they're all cross-product or what. I know maybe the phones might be, but I think you need a Microsoft tablet. I don't know. But, you know, it's a lot of that. I mean, if you're into that and you're really tech-savvy and you think it's cool and it's really fun to, you know, play around with, then by all means, you know, go for it. It could be a really cool idea. It's a very 50-50 idea to me. It could be really cool. It could be really, like, whatever, blasé. Then they decided that they were going to announce the Internet Explorer for the Xbox. Now, I know they have Bing, and I don't really know too much about what their searches are, but I mean, that's cool for people, I guess, if they want another search. I know Internet Explorer Online isn't the greatest in the world. Like, I'm using Chrome, but hey, you know what? It's another browser, another way of searching, and it's kind of long overdue, actually. I kind of assumed Microsoft was going to put that on there sooner or later, too. They talked a lot about the tablets. I don't really remember what it was, but a lot of tablet stuff. They showed off Tomb Raider. Game looks freaking sweet. Really cool looking game. I love the bow action. I love the way it looks. It's got like this Uncharted thing, but when you think about it, Tomb Raider was before Uncharted, so you know. The water part where she falls down a waterfall was really badass. I thought that was pretty cool. So I think this game is actually going to shape up to be pretty sweet, actually. And like just even like the parachute scene was incredible. Like I have to say, she gets her ass kicked in the demo, but it's a pretty solid demo. Then they showed off this game called Ascend. Now, here's the thing. I don't know what the fuck this was. Like, I had to watch it twice just to kind of, like, fathom what it could be. So here's my guess. Ascend's gonna be made as, like, almost like an XBLA title. And in the trailer, it's this guy and this fighting all these, like, ogres and different kinds of monsters, like goblins or something. In, like, a fantasy universe. And then this big guy shows up with, like, an axe, I think? And he's all, like, skulled out, and then he looks at him, he jumps up on his shoulder, and then something hits the ground, and I think the two of them combine. I think they become one being, because you see this big, like, skull-wearing axe guy, and then he goes up against, like, an ogre, and the game looks kind of cool. It's pretty neat. It's too fast to, like, say anything negative, because, quite frankly, there wasn't enough shown about it, and there wasn't a lot talked about it. It was just like, here's a trailer, and there you go. And I was like, like, what's going on? Like, I mean, you know, I was watching this with a group full of people, and they were even kind of like, what the hell is going on right now? So, you know, that's whatever, I guess. We'll have to see what it turns into, right? Then they showed off this bike game, which I thought was going to be a Tron game, because it kind of looked like Tron. I don't know what the hell it was called. I kind of missed it, and quite frankly, it was too vast of a trailer, so, yeah. Then they revealed that Gore Verbinski, the director of, like, famous movies and stuff, he's working on a game. It's called Matter, and it's also used with the Kinect. And it's kind of like this little one-eyed orb robot-looking thing that goes into, like, again, I'm going to say Tron, kind of like a Tron kind of world, like electronical kind of, you know, that kind of shit, science fiction. And he fights all these, like, he goes with this, like, other chick-looking one, I think. That's my guess, is I think he's trying to get his girlfriend or something. It's almost like, my theory is it's going to be like a platformer or a side-scroller or something. And then he fights all these cube guys. It looks kind of interesting. So again, I don't really know what to make of it just yet. It's one of those things, like, they went across Ascend, the bike game, in this game, like, very relatively quick and brief. So it's very, like, you know, I can't really say much because there's not much to be said. You know, yeah. And then, out of nowhere, people from Capcom came out and showed off Resident Evil 6, which, you know, game looks fantastic. I mean, I don't think I've ever really jumped into Resident Evil, to be honest, but damn, I mean, that game looks great. And even just the over-exaggeration action scenes with the helicopters, and then the scene with the zombies coming out of the hallway with the grenade, and Leon just goes, Poof! I was like, oh man, like, this is cool. And then he's running in all the flame. Hopefully it's not just super action-based. Hopefully it does go back to that survival horror feel. It looks like it is, though. We're going to see what happens. But the game looks freaking pretty cool, actually. So, you know, go figure. Yeah. Then this chick came out and showed off Racketeer, which is kind of like a medieval version of Angry Birds or something. It was cool. It looked like a cute little game. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. Again, I'm kind of... I think that I think it could do well if there's... Again, I feel like that some of these games weren't shown as much. Like, if this game, I think, was shown a little longer and explained a little more, I feel like I would get it. But all I get out of it is it's Angry Birds or something. Which, me personally, I don't like Angry Birds. But that's, yeah, it's me. They showed off South Park, the Stick of Truth RPG game. That game is going to be freaking awesome. The trailer was hilarious. Trey Parker and Matt Stone came out, really cool. Just improvised the whole thing, talked about the game, talked about how they had to think about all the different things they had to map out in their town for the first time in like 15 years or something. It looks great. You make your own South Park character. What's not to like about it? You go through all the worlds and you fight bad guys and you have different classes. And I believe there's summons too, so that's awesome. I'm totally down for that. I'm going to probably pick that up. They showed off Dance Central 3. No surprise there. Sold well. Usher came out, started dancing and singing over his music. And, you know, I was just kind of like, you know, yeah, Usher, woohoo. Yeah. And then, like, last but not least, like, Don Mattrick came out and pretty much had, like, a full-blown, like, orgasm, like, right at the end. He was just like, this game sold so much. And then it was, what was it, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I gotta be completely blunt about that. I don't give a fuck about Call of Duty. I'm sorry. I don't give a shit. It's just a bunch of drones shooting. Now, the game, of course, is going to look gorgeous. It's probably going to be good to the COD fans, but I have no say on COD. I don't really care. I'm sorry. But all in all, I mean, it was, for me personally, it was better than last year's, and last year's wasn't necessarily bad, but it wasn't amazing, and this year was a little better, but I don't know. I just feel like they're focusing so much on apps and Kinect and and I mean, they only had like two exclusives, I think, or something. Maybe one. Well, when you think about it, really one true exclusive for the system, something like that. I don't know. But you know, it's like they really have to like. You could tell that they're focusing more towards their next systems and stuff now. But, you know, I mean, even, like, you know, where the fuck was Rare? I mean, again, we're gonna go back to this again, where, like, Rare is just, like, reduced to, like, an office job working on Avatar and Kinect shit. Like, you're not gonna make, like, your one of your biggest acquisitions actually, like, you know, I don't know, relevant again? I mean, what the fuck, man? You put out one Banjo-Kazooie game and that was it. It's like, come on, are you fucking serious? They really, I don't know. Oh yeah, you know, I almost forgot to write this. They showed Gears of War, and this is, like, I'm not even trying to be a dick when I say this, but the trailer was so fucking fast that I forgot to write it. I'm not joking, it was like 30 seconds long, and you know, I'm sure that's gonna be pretty dope. Alright, so, like, 2 exclusives right there, right? 3, something like that. I don't know, I mean, personally, I don't know. I don't really get it. I guess I don't get it. Is there something I'm missing? I feel like they're selling too much apps and Kinect and entertainment formats rather than exclusives and games. Because a lot of the games they show were either Kinect or like XBLA. It's like, dude, it's like, come on, you know, you gotta throw more big titles like Halo or Gears of War, which was 30 seconds or something like that. I mean, they couldn't show anything. So again, that's yeah, I don't know. You'll see what's up. I don't know. I don't think that they personally won, but by the end of all these videos, you're gonna understand why it's kind of like they're pretty much in line with Sony, but you'll see. I kind of think Sony did a little better, but it's hard to say because, quite frankly, the both of them were so similar and the both of them were good in their own ways that it's kind of like there's almost like 2 winners this year. So yeah, you're gonna see that. Don't fret, you know, and that's kind of it. Take it easy, guys. Woo!